Hello, I'm Corey Gilmore, and this is Adaptive Technology Today. Now, it's been a while since I've been able to do this. I did record one earlier, but I don't think it got uploaded correctly, so I apologize for not being with you for a couple weeks. Today, there's many things we could talk about, but I think it's important we discuss the Apple Watch, because there's been many reviews, and nobody is talking about the accessibility of the Apple Watch. And I find this disconcerting because there's many people who are like, oh, it's kind of like all the other smartwatches. It's okay. It's not perfect. And I understand it's not for everybody. And before my Android friends write to me and say, we've had Android watches forever. I know. Um, I know. And the Android smartwatches you can talk to the watch and do all these things, but this is the first one to really work with an iPhone. You have Fitbit for fitness, which works with Android and iPhone. So if you just need a device to be fit with, maybe that's a better choice for fear. It's a very personal thing, smartwatches. So, it's up to you. And I'm not here to sell you on it. I'm just here to talk about the use case for somebody with a disability. And I think we've talked a little bit about it before, but one of the things I wanted to cover today was the fact that the watch is 38 millimeters tall. 38 to 42 millimeters tall, depending on which one you bought. And the point of that is, it's not very big. This is not like strapping a computer to your wrist or tapping on your iPhone. You can touch it. Yes, it does work, but trust me, your finger is bigger than the screen. So touching it is not really what you want to be doing. What you want to be doing is using Siri to interact with the watch. This is not, the regular user interface is a little cluttered, and those icons are smaller than you think. No, I don't have an Apple Watch yet, but I have been thinking about this, thinking about what I would do and what I would use it for, and can I justify the cost, and will it improve my life, or is it just a toy, These things matter. I'm not wealthy, and somehow my Uncle Bill Gates seems to forget I exist. Perhaps because I'm not technically related. I don't know. That might be a thing. But it is hard, so I have to justify the cost of this thing. And the truth is, for people without disabilities, you can do a lot of this on your phone. The reason I want one is not because I'm going to be playing games on my watch or drawing on my watch. It's really a conduit to Siri. In other words, if I need something, like we're home by ourselves and we get hungry, and I can say, hey Siri, I'd like to order Chinese food. Now, that sounds simple to you, I'm sure, but for somebody like me, anything that we can do independently is good. Anything that makes life easier is good. And being able to order food independently is a good thing. Or say if something happens, just to be able to, hey Siri, call 911, because you can make phone calls using your iPhone over the watch. That's a big deal. But I am not so foolish as to think that I will spend all day looking at my watch. I don't even look at my phone all day. In fact, I will tell you the truth about my phone. I have an iPhone 6 Plus, and I do not use the user interface at all. Most of the time, my user interface is Siri. And so I'll give you a demonstration of what you might do with the watch. Now, I'm using my iPhone because, as I said, I don't have a watch. And I will be getting one, but I have to wait. I have to wait till later when I have the necessary means to do this. It's not something I can justify at the moment. Bills come first, you know. But let me give you a demonstration of what you would do with this watch. So, first of all, getting around on the watch. I'm not going to be scrolling through applications. I will show you what I will do. Open messages. And you can't see this, but it opened my messages for me. Okay, there they are. Open music. Okay, I'm not connected to Wi-Fi, but you can see it opened my music for me. Open iTunes. And there's iTunes. All kinds of apps. So you get the idea. The point is, I haven't tapped around through anything. I am simply asking Siri to do what Siri has been designed to do. And the watch will necessitate that even more. Because it's small. I don't think people understand. Say, oh, the user interface is clunky. Well, it's small. The idea is, let's give a real world example. I'd like to order Chinese food.
Here is what I found.
Okay, so Siri gave me 4 examples of local Chinese food restaurants, and I could just tap one of them and make a call. Okay, being able to do that, being able to do any of this stuff independently, is just amazing. Okay, think just a few years ago, when I was growing up, for instance, and I'm sure many of you can relate to this too, if you wanted to order Chinese food, you had to get the phone book out, look through the phone book, find the restaurant you wanted, look through the menu in the phone book, and then dial the phone. That's okay, and if you can do that, I'm proud of you. But for somebody like me, who has a physical disability and difficulty with their hands, that whole process is ridiculous. Okay? Looking through a phone book is awful for me because I have visual impairment. Okay, the print is tiny. It's difficult to track. I used to have to pick up the phone and dial the phone number. Now, I ask Siri, can you find me this restaurant? And it goes on the internet, looks it up, gives me the number. I tap on the number, and I'm talking to whoever I need to talk to. It's awesome. It's a different thing. And the watch is going to just add to that, because I think there's a use case for all watches, and I happen to be an iPhone user, so I'm going to be using the iWatch. And yes, I said iWatch. I know Apple named it the Apple Watch, but the name is wrong. And no, I don't think that the user interface is perfect. I don't think the second one won't be better, because it will be. It'll be more elegant and whatever. But the things that you can do just by having Siri nearby is amazing. And that's what I need. It's another Siri device. Because a lot of people have trouble with Siri on the phone. And let me explain why. There's something many people don't realize. When you talk to your phone, Siri is meant to be talked to up here. So, for instance, how are you today?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
What are you doing?
Just learning to flip coins.
Okay? And so, a lot of people, when they talk to their phone, they'll have it, down. They'll have it in their pocket. They'll talk through the headphones. But the microphone for the iPhone is meant to be talked to up here. Now, on the iPad is meant to be set down and talked to. So those microphones are tuned very differently. Now on the watch is even better. The watch is meant, you're meant to do this. Hey Siri, I need XYZ. One of my favorite things to do is, hey Siri, call a cab. And I can name the cab company, it can make the call for me, and I can just get on about my business. So, really, the watch is just an easier way to do some of these things. So I don't have to deal with my phone all the time. And I hope that when you look at the Apple Watch, or the iWatch as I call it, you really think, this is not a device I'm going to be touching. Because it's not. You're not going to be touching it. You're going to be dictating to it. You're going to be asking questions of it. It's not to look at, it's to talk to. And I hope that when you evaluate the Apple Watch or any other smartwatch, you realize that these are so small, that the real way to use it is to talk to it. And I hope that helps. So, I will provide a review as soon as I get one. And until next week, when we can look at cord cutting and what that is and what it means, which is a special episode for my family. My parents are always asking me questions about that. But until next week when we do that, I'd like to thank Leo Laporte and the Twit team for their inspiration, and say goodnight, Leo, wherever you are.